Hey guys, it's Lisa here as promised at 3 p.m. on Monday. And I know it looks a little different out here, and I look a little different. It's been a bit of a crazy Monday. And I remember last week or a couple weeks ago, I talked to you guys about being authentic and being real. This is authentic and real today. So that's part of what you're getting today. And I'm outside on my patio. I work from home and I've got people doing some work in my house. So I didn't think you guys would want to hear all that noise. So I'm out here. You may hear some wind, you may hear some thunder in a minute. It is what it is. So today is week 4 of my 5-week series of how to improve your social media in 5 easy steps. And on week number 1, the first thing we talked about was stop selling. So I want to know how you guys are doing on that. Have you decided to incorporate more things into your marketing message besides just the sell? Remember, we talked about telling a story. On week 2, we talked about being vulnerable and being real and letting people get to know you, much like you get to know your characters on TV, except for this is real life. There's so much noise in the world today and so much noise on digital media that letting people get to know you is a really great way to kind of filter out who's a good fit and who's not. We're not a good fit for everybody, right? Week 3 was to be consistent. Don't have 5 platforms if you're only going to post on one. Don't have 5 platforms if you're only going to post on 3, 4, or 2. Have 5 platforms if you're going to post on 5 platforms, and then show up on a consistent basis. Remember, if people come to your Facebook page or your Twitter profile or your Instagram and they see one thing and then they don't see anything ever again for another month, they're probably not going to visit very often, which all brings us to week 4. Week 4 is change things up. Change things up. Don't get caught in a digital media rut. You'll see a lot of people will only post quotes, or a lot of people will only post graphics, or a lot of people will only share a link from their website. Mix it up, y'all. Everybody doesn't like to see the same thing. Post pictures, post quotes, post graphics, post video, please, God forbid, please post video. Post It is good to post links sometimes. Sometimes they should be links to your website. Sometimes they can be links to someone else's resource that backs yours up, but make sure it is a resource that people would look at as reputable. So mix things up. You don't always want to be doing the same thing, because after a while people will get bored. So I would challenge you to do a little bit of everything. And remember, you don't have to do it all the first time. Pick 2 or 3 things and then sprinkle them in. So find some graphics that you can post, find some quotes that you can post, record that video and share that, or share links from other Facebook pages, because we all love it when people share our stuff, right? So do that. So mix it up, mix it up. And that isn't just about the kind of content, but it's also the day that you post, the time that you post. If you're on multiple platforms, mix it up on the platforms as well. That way, we've talked about being predictable. I think a certain amount of predictability is good, but just like when you're working out and your bicep might get used to the same exercise over and over again, throw it a curveball, do something different. Throw your audience a curveball, do something different. Maybe being unpredictable could be a good thing. Then they might be like, what's that crazy Lisa going to do now? So really mix things up, change things up, try new things, experiment. One size does not fit all on social media, and I would encourage you to experiment a little bit. So put your questions down here if you have any questions. If you're not watching it live and you have questions later, absolutely put them in the comments and I will come by and I will take a look at them. Next week, we have our final week, week 5 in the 5-part series. And this one I think is probably the most important one, because social media, the operative word here is social. What is social about social media? It's the conversation, y'all. So we're going to talk about conversation next week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Remember, put your questions down here if you have any, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for joining, guys. See you later.